In just 2 years, Vine went from 0 to over 200 million users. And then, in the blink of an eye, it was completely gone. No scandal. No data breach. No single catastrophic failure. Just a slow, painful death that nobody at Twitter headquarters seemed to want to stop. And the reasons why Vine collapsed are more fascinating and more relevant than anything you have been told before. In the next 10 minutes, you are going to discover exactly how Vine became one of the most culturally powerful platforms in internet history, why its parent company made a series of decisions that sealed its fate, and the one business lesson hidden inside this story that every single social media platform today is quietly ignoring. Some of these platforms are already repeating the exact same mistakes. By the end of this video, you will see which ones. Vine launched in January of 2013 as a simple idea. 6 seconds of looping video. That was it. That was the entire product. 6 seconds. No filters at first. No fancy editing tools. Just the camera, your thumb, and 6 seconds to say something. Twitter acquired Vine before it even launched publicly, paying a reported $30 million for the app. At the time, that number raised eyebrows. What could you possibly do with 6 seconds of video? As it turned out, the answer was absolutely everything. The constraint was not a bug. It was the entire feature. 6 seconds forced creators to be ruthlessly efficient with their storytelling. There was no room for a slow introduction. There was no space for filler. You had to land your punchline, your visual gag, your emotional moment, in a window shorter than most people spend choosing what to click on YouTube. And that constraint produced a level of creative density that no other platform had ever seen before. Within 18 months of launching, Vine had attracted a generation of creators who mastered the format completely. Logan Paul, King Bach, Lele Pons, Shawn Mendes. Yes, the musician Shawn Mendes first broke through on Vine. These were not celebrities who came to the platform. They were regular people who became celebrities because of the platform. Vine was manufacturing cultural icons at a pace that Hollywood could not keep up with. By 2015, Vine had over 100 million monthly active users. Its top creators were pulling in hundreds of millions of loops per day. A single Vine could go genuinely viral across the entire internet within hours. And here is the thing nobody fully appreciated at the time: Vine was not just a video app. It was a creative language. Vine invented the comedic format that TikTok and YouTube Shorts now dominate. The jump cut. The unexpected twist ending. The looping visual joke that only becomes funny on the second or third watch. All of that came from Vine. But here is what nobody talks about. While Vine was building this extraordinary cultural moment, Twitter was watching it happen from a distance with what can only be described as polite indifference. Twitter had purchased Vine to compete with Instagram and Facebook in the video space. But as Vine grew, Twitter never fully integrated it into its own strategy. Vine operated almost like an orphan company, technically owned by Twitter but never treated like a priority. The money tells the clearest story. Vine creators were building massive, loyal audiences. Brands were desperate to reach those audiences. And yet Vine offered its top creators absolutely zero revenue sharing. Not a single dollar of direct monetization for the people driving hundreds of millions of views. YouTube had already demonstrated years earlier that paying creators was not charity. It was infrastructure investment. When creators make money, they make more content. When they make more content, the platform grows. Vine either never understood this, or simply chose not to act on it. By late 2015, the cracks were becoming impossible to ignore. Vine's biggest creators began having private conversations with Twitter leadership about compensation and platform features. A group of the top 20 Vine stars reportedly approached Twitter with a proposal: pay each of them around $1.2 million annually, and they would stay committed to the platform. 20 people. $24 million total. For a company the size of Twitter, that was essentially a rounding error. Twitter said no. Within months, most of those creators had migrated their audiences to YouTube and Instagram, taking their millions of followers with them. At the same time, Instagram launched 15-second video in 2013, and then 60-second video in 2016. Facebook was pouring billions into video infrastructure. Snapchat was evolving rapidly. The social media landscape was accelerating in every direction, and Vine was essentially standing still. New features were slow to arrive. The app experience remained largely unchanged for years. The 6-second limit, which had once felt like an inspired creative constraint, was starting to feel like a cage when every competitor was offering more flexibility. And then there was the advertising problem. Vine never developed a robust advertising product. Brands could not buy traditional ad placements inside the app. The only way to reach Vine audiences was through creator partnerships, which meant negotiating directly with individual creators who had no institutional support from Vine itself. For big brands with big budgets, this was messy and inefficient. Money that should have flowed into the Vine ecosystem was being redirected to platforms with cleaner, more scalable advertising solutions. Twitter, meanwhile, was dealing with its own existential crisis. User growth had stalled. The stock price was under pressure. Jack Dorsey had returned as CEO and was conducting a company-wide review of every product and business line. Vine, with its struggling monetization and creator exodus, was an easy target. In October of 2016, Twitter announced it would be shutting down the Vine app. The platform that had 200 million users at its peak, that had launched the careers of some of the biggest stars on the internet, that had literally invented the short-form video format, was done. The internet mourned. But here is the deeper lesson that the Vine story teaches us, and it applies directly to what is happening in social media right now. Platforms do not die because of bad technology. They die because of misaligned priorities. Twitter never understood what it actually owned with Vine. It owned a creative community. And creative communities run on two things: recognition and resources. Take either of those away, and the community dissolves. TikTok understood this completely when it launched its Creator Fund and then its Creator Rewards program. YouTube has understood it since 2007. Even Pinterest and Snapchat have rolled out creator monetization programs in recent years. The platforms that survive treat creators as partners, not just content suppliers. The platforms that fail treat creators as free labor and are always shocked when that labor walks out the door. But there is a second lesson hiding inside the Vine story that is even more important. Vine was killed not by a competitor beating it, but by its parent company failing to protect it. This happens more than people realize. Acquisitions in tech are often made for defensive reasons, to neutralize a threat or own a category. But the acquired product then gets starved of resources because it does not fit neatly into the parent company's core business. Vine was bought to give Twitter a video capability, but it was never allowed to become the thing it could have been. Instagram almost fell into the same trap after Facebook acquired it in 2012. But Mark Zuckerberg made the unusual decision to let Instagram operate with significant independence and gave it the resources to evolve aggressively. The result was that Instagram became one of the most valuable digital products in history. Vine got the opposite treatment and got the opposite result. Today, TikTok is the inheritor of everything Vine built: the format, the culture, the creator-celebrity model, the looping humor. Even many of the creators. ByteDance did not invent short-form video. Vine did. ByteDance just learned from Twitter's mistakes and built the infrastructure that Vine was never given. The rise and fall of Vine is not just a nostalgic internet story. Before you go, if you learned something valuable today, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to BuzzCore for a brand new video every single day. We will see you in the next one.